Well, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. My name is Brad Bollinger. I'm the publisher with the North Bay Business Journal. And on behalf of all of my colleagues at the Journal and at Sonoma Media Investments, welcome to our 7th annual Community Philanthropy Awards presented with our underwriter here today, Exchange Bank. Of course, we're doing this virtually, a little bit more on that in a second. But before I go any further, I want to thank recognize our recipients here today. I'm going to give them to you in alphabetical order. And if you know someone there, wave to them, or if you're in your company, give a high five, whatever you feel like doing. Aero Benefits Group, Bank of Marin, CannaCraft, Clover Sonoma, Exchange Bank, Flanagan Wines, Friedman's Home Improvement, Ghilotti Construction Company, Green Valley Consulting and Engineers, Kaiser, Permanente, Marin-Sonoma, Morton and Bassett Spices, Nelson, North Bay Association of Realtors Charity, the Petaluma Healthcare District, Pisenti Brinker LLP, Quattrocchi Kwok Architects, Redwood Credit Union, Terra Firma Global Partners, the Republic of Tea, and Touro University of California. Please join me in recognizing them. Again, if you know someone, give them a little virtual wave. So this is actually, as I mentioned, our 7th Community Philanthropy Awards. This is actually one of our younger events. This is our 7th virtual event since the pandemic hit last week. We did our wine conference, which was our 20th annual, and healthcare before that, our 20th annual. But I think it's probably one of our, if not the most important event we do, because it's about giving back to our community. And there's never been a time where we, not just in this community, but across our country, we need healing physically, mentally, and in body as well, and in heart as well. So giving back is so important, and you're going to hear some very inspiring stories, feeding the hungry, sheltering the shelterless, random acts of kindness, paying for the groceries and somebody behind you, protecting our environment, this beautiful place we live in. And then included is an inspiring story of a young woman who has given so much back to our childcare community. I did a little rough estimate, back of the envelope, in the 7 years we've been doing this, we've totaled about $50 million plus in giving back to our community from some of our largest employers you all know and know about, and very small ones. I like to say everyone can do something. I want to tell you how this goes back to March. This event was planned for mid-March as an in-person event. Of course, we had to cancel that. So a lot of the material you see here today was pre-pandemic, but you're also going to see, which is typical of these very giving companies, what they're doing during this pandemic. So these recipients were selected by the Business Journal editorial staff. And again, it goes all the way back to March, but we wanted to hold this event. Thank you to Exchange Bank for agreeing to do this virtually. It's not the same, I know, but it's the only thing we can do right now. And we think it's important that these recognitions and gatherings continue. So I want to I want to tell you a little bit about how it's going to go. Then I want to thank our sponsors. First of all, I'm going to present some awards, and our presenters are going to present some awards. And we have videos from many of you responding to why we give. We asked that question of our recipients here today, and there's some amazing responses. So please join me in thanking. The reason we can offer this free to the public is because of our generous underwriters. First of all, our presenting sponsors, Ghilotti Construction Company, Redwood Credit Union. Our winter sponsors, CannaCraft, Friedman's Home Improvement, Terra Firma Global Partners, Kaiser Permanente, and Nelson. And then finally, again, our underwriter here today, Exchange Bank. Thank you to all of them. So before we begin, I'd like to invite, we have a short video here from Troy Sanderson, who's the Executive Vice President and Chief Banking Officer at Exchange Bank. So please cue the video of Troy.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Brad. On behalf of Exchange Bank, thank you all for being here today. Let me start by saying that Exchange Bank is honored and proud to have received this award again this year. Philanthropy is genetic to Exchange Bank, and we work hard every day to live up to the legacy of giving that was instilled upon us by our co-founder, Frank Doyle. As evidenced by the great work you all have done this past year, I know that giving back is a critical part of your mission statements as well. I'd like to speak to that for just a minute. You know, despite the best efforts of my public school teacher mother, I never became a big fan of poetry. I am, however, a big fan of baseball. So the simple quote from Maya Angelou really hit home for me. She said, "I've learned that you shouldn't go through life with the catcher's mitt on both hands. You need to be able to throw something back." It is clear that this group, to be acknowledged and honored today, lives those words and gives so much back to this community. To say that we are in trying times would be a gross understatement. Many of our friends and neighbors are really struggling. The value of the work that you all do in and for this community is not simply measured in dollars, but in the real and positive impacts you are having for those in need. It's more important now than ever. We are rightfully celebrating today the great work that has been done over this past year, but our collective situation today is maybe a little more troubling than it was yesterday, and we don't yet know what tomorrow will look like. I think it's fair to say that the needs of our community will likely be greater, maybe even much greater. So let's enthusiastically celebrate our accomplishments today, for they are many and they are great. But then let's stack hands and commit to an even greater collective effort this coming year to continue to support those around us in need. Exchange Bank is proud to be a part of this elite group of philanthropic leaders today. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and thank you all for the great and important work you are doing for our community. Brad?
Well, thank you so much, Troy, for those inspiring words. Yes, indeed, we've got a road ahead of us, but I think we're up to it. We've been tested by fires and floods and fires, and now this, and we will beat this. There's no question about it. So it's now my pleasure to present the first three awards, and I want to start with Green Valley Consulting Engineers. Congratulations to them. We asked them what are the three things that they have done in the community. They do a lot of pro bono work for Sonoma County Regional Parks, for the 2030 Club's Red, White, and Boom fireworks, which couldn't do this year, but you know, we'll be back, and the annual Creek Cleanup Day. So they're very active out there in the community. What's the idea of this company for helping their community? Our company is in the business of solving community problems and challenges as a civil engineering and construction firm, and thus our people are always thinking of ways to improve where we live and work. By helping our neighbors and those in need, we help ourselves. We live on one of the most beautiful places on earth, and our surroundings there are so many caring and philanthropic intended individuals in Sonoma County that inspire us and challenge us every day at Green Valley to do more, do better as well. There are 6 words to describe why they do what they do, to share the magnitude of nature. So please join me, in congratulating Green Valley Consulting. And here's Jason Ghilotti. He's a construction manager at Green Valley, to say a little something.
At Green Valley Consulting Engineers, we love everything outdoors. We use our expertise in design and construction management to accomplish any project goal. We want to promote the use of these sacred areas. When the Parks Department doesn't have the funds to complete a project, Green Valley will step in and do the design at no cost. This pathway right here was made possible by a donation by Green Valley.
Well, thank you so much, Jason, for doing that. That pathway, I want to go walk on it. It looks beautiful. Thank you so much, again, to what you're doing in the community. Our outdoor spaces have always been and always will be so important to our quality of life here. The next award goes to Aero Benefits Insurance Services in Petaluma. Congratulations. The 3 things that they really value the most is their philanthropy, is their volunteering time off, VTO. We know about PTO, you have volunteering time off, a charitable matching program, and they're also a sponsor of CPR and AED training throughout the community. Really a big promoter of that very important element in the workplace. Their vision statement is to make our communities better. We believe that our work, we help clients navigate the complexities of the healthcare system. In addition, we offer programs like virtual time off and charitable matching. They asked an employee involved in their company's efforts to help others to say something about why they help others. It gives meaning to the work that we do. Learning CPR and how to use an AED has made me feel more equipped to handle the life or death situation involving cardiac arrest in the workplace, which is unfortunately more common than is widely known. So to say a little something about Aero Benefits and why they do what they do, here's Mariah Shields, who's a principal there at Aero Benefits.
Hi, my name is Mariah Shields, and I'm a principal at Aero Benefits Group. We are honored to be receiving the Community Philanthropy Award again this year. At Aero, we give because we believe this community is like our family. We live here, we work here, we raise our children here. And like a family, we get to celebrate in its joyous times. We are there for them during its hard times, especially now. We give because we want to see this community continue to grow and continue to thrive. So we want to thank North Bay Business Journal for hosting the Community Philanthropy Awards again this year. And thank you to all of our fellow recipients for helping keep this community strong.
Thank you, Mariah. What a great message, and thank you for everything that Aero does. So next, I'd like to present the next award to CannaCraft here in Santa Rosa. You know, this company has taken on the role of making cannabis a big player in the community and to bring respect and regard for the industry. The main things that they do, they have partnerships with leading nonprofits in Sonoma County around sustainability, compassionate care, and social justice. Nonprofit partners include Ceres Community Project, Food for Thought, Food Bank, Daily Acts, Becoming Independent, and Go Local, and many more. Their support for the Red Cross during the October 2017 fires, CannaCraft opened its doors to the Red Cross, and they used their office space, kitchen area, showers, etc., for their regional response to the fires. CannaCraft's spirit of philanthropy is very large, and largely due to its founders, Dennis Hunter, which drives a lot of the give back to the community. They are a member of the OSC2, a community of sustainable leaders who work together to have a positive effect on the natural products industries. And this is important here. As representatives of an emerging market, we acknowledge that we have been given a gift of being able to help set a foundational standard for what legalized cannabis will look like in the years to come. By showing up and participating and representing our values in our larger community, we tap into our personal stories to illustrate why cannabis is needed and how cannabis companies can be a valued core member of our local communities. So please join me in congratulating CannaCraft, and to say a few words, Kyle Long Baker, who's Vice President of Corporate Communications for CannaCraft.
Why does CannaCraft give? It's in our DNA. We are founded by activists and philanthropists and environmentalists with the founding mission of making the world happier and healthier through cannabis. And that extends beyond our products. It's how we run our company, it's how we use our resources and how we use our time, and how we show up for our communities. We're lucky enough to live and work in Sonoma County. We are lucky enough to be able to give back to the community that we love so much. We know that by investing in our communities, we're investing in a better future. We look forward to continuing the hard work with all of the inspiring individuals and companies that are highlighted here today. Thanks.
Thank you, Kyle. Congratulations to CannaCraft. Next, I'd like to welcome Mike Sullivan, who's the Executive Vice President and Chief Credit Officer with Exchange Bank, to present the next 5 awards.
Friedman's Home Improvement, building our community for future generations. As a third-generation family-owned business, Friedman's has been ingrained in the North Bay community since even before opening their first store in Petaluma in 1946. This community is home to their customers and their more than 600 employees, and they are inspired by the many generous people and organizations that contribute to make it the wonderful place that it is. They are honored to be a part of this network and feel a sense of commitment to give back to a community that has provided them with so many opportunities. Friedman's mission is to deliver the human side of home improvement. You will find this attitude not only exemplified in their stores every day, but in all of their interactions with the community. Quality, committed service to their customers and their community is core to who Friedman's is. Some examples include the Friedman's Home Improvement Golf Tournament benefiting Schools Plus. For 27 years, Friedman's has planned and executed this annual event in support of underfunded extracurricular activities such as music, arts, and athletics in Santa Rosa schools. They partner with their vendor community, which raises additional funds outside of their organization, generating more than $100,000 a year for this nonprofit. Sonoma County's Secret Santa program. 30 years ago, along with a group of community volunteers and their partners, KZST and the Volunteer Center, Friedman's launched this successful program to fill a need in Sonoma County. The program fulfills wishes for families in need, ranging from holiday gifts and food to larger necessities like home repairs, healthcare, and so much more. This past year, the program delivered 36,000 gifts with the help of 950 volunteers. Rebuild North Bay Foundation. Together with their vendor partners, Friedman supplied the fencing material for the Rise Up project, a 1-mile common fence in the Larkfield Estates and Mark West Estates neighborhoods destroyed by the Tubbs fire. Friedman supports its team members' various activities in supporting our local communities through donations and sponsorships to sports teams, school projects, gardens, and more. They encourage all employees to volunteer with nonprofits of their choice. Please join me in congratulating Friedman's Home Improvement.
For 74 years here at Friedman's, it's been about people helping people. It's ingrained in our culture about caring for our community. And our community's been through a lot the last 3-4 years. Fires, PSPS, more fires, and now a global pandemic. And we're always here to be supportive of our community. So thank you for all the support you give us, because we are able to support our overall community. It's ingrained in who we are. It's part of our DNA. It's who we've always been for the last 74 years. Thank you for supporting local business. Thank you for supporting Friedman's. And love our team, love our community. That's what we're about. Thank you.
Morton and Bassett Spices. Morton and Bassett Spices' wide-ranging contributions to becoming independent exemplify community-based philanthropy at its best. First introduced to BI in 2003 by one of their longtime employees whose daughter was served at BI's Sonoma Valley program, Morton and Bassett's support of BI and people with disabilities has blossomed and grown. From the first time they attended BI's annual Dinner Under the Stars Gala in 2004, their philanthropy has also grown, totaling over $400,000 in life-changing contributions to date. Additionally, Morton and Bassett has been a star employer of people with disabilities. When their company was based in San Rafael, they sent plentiful amounts of work BI's way to keep a full crew of workers employed. When they recently expanded and relocated to a larger facility in Rohnert Park, they moved all of their BI employees to their facility to a full inclusion environment, integrating BI workers amongst their own employees. From the founder, Mort Gotthelf, to his son and current CEO, Rodney Gotthelf, and including all of their staff, Morton and Bassett Spices embodies the spirit of philanthropy throughout their most multifaceted engagement in BI. Please join me in congratulating Morton and Bassett Spices. Nelson, giving back because we care. One of the traits that makes Nelson unique is their focus on and history of generosity. Starting with founder Gary D. Nelson nearly 5 decades ago, the company has led by example with their support of organizations, causes, and people in need. Nelson family members and employees have contributed not only financial support, but also thousands of hours of volunteer time to important causes. Their shared philosophy of giving has resulted in significant recognition for their company's incredible level of generosity, frequently alongside companies that are much larger and have significantly more resources, such as when they were recently ranked number 18 out of the top 100 corporate philanthropists in the Bay Area. To ensure they maximize the impact of their charitable efforts going forward, they have formed the Nelson Because Corporate Philanthropy Program to evaluate and select company-wide donations and sponsorships. Nelson Because includes 3 philanthropic programs and 1 internal employee recognition program: grants, employee gift matching, employee volunteer program, and memorial program for employees' immediate family members. Nelson Because is dedicated to strengthening the communities in which they live, work, and play through volunteerism, investment, and inspiring others to share their passion for giving back because they care.
Hi, I'm Joe Madigan with Nelson, and we give here at Nelson because each one of our employees feels a dedication to the communities that they live and work in. More than ever, we need to be finding a way to give back to these communities. The pandemic has hit us all very hard. There's social programs that are struggling to meet the needs of the families that they serve. So we are dedicating our efforts as much as possible to serve these communities, and I ask that you do the same. Thank you.
Pisenti and Brinker LLP, working together to make a difference. Pisenti and Brinker continues to support the community in so many ways. Besides providing financial support to organizations such as the Luther Burbank Center for the Arts, the Green Music Center, Petaluma Educational Foundation, the Volunteer Center, 100 Black Men of Sonoma County, the Santa Rosa Junior College, Community Matters, the Exchange Bank Charity Golf Tournament, Giant Steps, the YMCA, the Redwood Empire Food Bank, Social Advocates for Youth, and the Sonoma State University Accounting Forum, and so many more, they encourage their staff members to serve on nonprofit boards, be involved in community events, and support the efforts of their staff. The firm also supports numerous business groups that support our county with jobs and economic growth. The Pisenti and Brinker team donates hundreds of hours each year serving on boards all across the county. The fact that they are a CPA firm leads to a large number of their employees being named treasurer of the boards they serve. Their employees take great pride that they can help others out with the support of Pisenti and Brinker behind them. Please join me in congratulating Pisenti and Brinker.
Hello, I'm John Meisland from Pisenti and Brinker CPAs and Advisors. We are honored once again to be the recipient of the North Bay Business Journal's Community Philanthropy Award. At Pisenti and Brinker, we work and live in the same communities as you do. That's why we feel the importance of giving back to our local nonprofits and volunteering as board members. For our communities to stay strong, it is now more important than ever for you to help out where and when you can. By us working all together, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Thank you.
Quattrocchi Kwok Architects, supporting a passion for social good. As architects focused on designing inspiring educational facilities, they work daily with the teachers and school administrators who are dedicated to making a societal difference. With such collaborations, this passion for social good permeates their collective consciousness and is a core value of Quattrocchi Kwok Architects. This is exhibited from firm leadership and beyond. For example, founder and principal Mark Quattrocchi has contributed to and served on many boards, including an international organization supporting children victims of war, and serving as board chairman of Pause for Purple Hearts, working nationally with combat veterans suffering from PTSD. Likewise, QKA principal Aaron Jobson serves as a founding member of Homes for Sonoma, dedicated to creating housing for victims of recent wildfires. Annually, QKA sets aside firm profits and allows each staff member to fund a teacher locally or nationally from all economic walks of life to support their classroom or special project needs through Donors Choose. QKA staff are encouraged and allowed release time to support local nonprofits, including the Boys and Girls Clubs, 2030 Club, and others in our community. QKA staff also support Wild Care Bay Area, which treats sick and injured animals and teaches children and adults to coexist with wildlife. You can occasionally find injured or orphaned animals that a team member is caring for at QKA's office. Staff also volunteer to assist in putting on Sonoma County Office of Education events, including its recent Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics Showcase. From designing spaces in which our community students will learn and prepare for their futures, to supporting the various causes that resonate with more than 60 team members, QKA feels a sense of duty to always do their best and make a difference. Please join me in congratulating Quattrocchi Kwok architects.
In our work designing schools throughout the Bay Area, we see close up and personal the need for giving. I can't sit with teachers, students, and parents and not see the dramatic inequities and unfathomable shortcoming of resources. This is particularly true for economically disadvantaged and rural communities. And inequities that were apparent before are significantly heightened in a pandemic. It's why we donated hotspots and copy paper to local schools. It's why we will continue to support disadvantaged schools. To be meaningful at its core, philanthropy must be personal. Our giving is not because we should, but because we must. So QK gives because we see the need firsthand in our day-to-day work. We give because we recognize how fortunate we have been in our 34-year history. We give because it's the right thing to do. And now we give because it's impossible not to see the disparate need and inequity all around us. So thank you for this honor. I can only hope that the acknowledgement for all of us today will spur on more giving. I assure you there is still so much need.
Well, thank you again, Mike, from Exchange Bank, and congratulations to Friedman's Home Improvement and Barry Friedman, sorry for the typo, Barry with an A, and Morton and Bassett Spices for what you're doing for that incredible organization of VI, and Nelson at Joe Madigan and all you're doing there, John Meislein at Pisenti Brinker, and Mark Quattrocchi from Quattrocchi Kwok Architects. Congratulations again. I mentioned early on that there was a very young, inspiring story, and that is from Flanagan Wines. This company, these awards started out, we call them corporate philanthropy, and within about a couple of weeks, we realized that it wasn't about corporate philanthropy, it was about community. Everyone can do something small, whatever it might be, and that's certainly true here in the case of Flanagan Wines. This company was nominated by Sonoma County 4Cs. The founder's daughter, Riley, did her 8th grade community service project for the 4Cs and did a fundraiser that raised $15,000. And they asked her at 13 to come on to the board meetings and to work in development. And at 20 years old, she is the longest tenured board member. She's now, Riley is a junior at Cal Poly and a member of the Pan-Hellenic Philanthropy Council. Through her work as a board member with 4Cs, Riley has made a positive impact in Sonoma County. So Flanagan Wines, they lead by example. They donate all their ticket sales from their annual harvest party to the 4Cs. And then Riley again donates her time and talents as a board member. And I want to read you something directly from Riley, and you'll get to hear from her in a second. One thing I have undoubtedly learned from my parents is that love should be unconditional. To me, doing all you can to help others, especially those in your own community, is the simplest form of love. So congratulations to Flanagan Wines. You've found a wonderful place to give back. And congratulations to the 4Cs. Thank you, by the way, to our nominators. Let's hear a little bit from Riley.
Hi everyone, I'm Riley Flanagan. I'm just at the winery getting ready to host an outdoor tasting on our patio. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the 4Cs and why we love them so much. The 4Cs is a nonprofit that owns and operates 12 nonprofit child care centers throughout Sonoma County with the goal of really creating equality in education and giving these kids the opportunity to fall in love with learning. We absolutely love what they're doing, and every year we host our harvest party. We donate 100% of our ticket proceeds to them. This helps with their meal programs, with vouchers that they give to families that can't afford preschools in different districts, as well as going directly to their centers. During the fires, they were integral in setting up emergency childcare for workers, as well as during quarantine with pop-up childcare centers for emergency workers. We are absolutely so proud of what they're doing and incredibly grateful to be able to give back to our community and work with them and be a part of all of the incredible work that they are bringing to Sonoma County. Thank you guys so much.
Well, congratulations to Flanagan Wines, and thank you, Riley, for all you're doing, and good luck in your studies. Even that has been all turned upside down, so I hope it all goes well for you. So our next recipient this year is another prime example of giving back to a community. It's really in their DNA, as you say, and that is Bank of Marin. The bank annually hosts a community shred day in 5 of their markets that they serve to collect donated school supplies for local youth organization, giving students the tools they need to learn. They also provide annually with junior achievement. They work with junior achievement so bankers can offer their expertise to help promote the financial literacy and wellness of the youth in our communities. In 2019, the bank collected 200 pairs of warm socks for our homeless friends at COTS in Petaluma. And one of their favorite events is selecting gift tags for the Giving Tree in Petaluma and donating a new pair of slippers, a box of candy, or something to our senior citizens that are need your help. Bank of Marin employees are given 10 paid hours per year to volunteer for local nonprofits, and the bank also matches up to $125 for each employee who contributes to his or her own dollars to local nonprofits. Bank of Marin is now celebrating its 30th anniversary with the motto, "Building Stronger Communities Together," and they still believe it. Their main event of the year is their Spirit of Marin Awards that attracts over 500 corporate and community philanthropy volunteers in recognizing the exemplary things that they do. This is from Andrea Henderson, their Director of Marketing. Bank of Marin, to Bank of Marin, giving back to the community is truly empowering. I am empowered to the realization that my actions can have a meaningful impact, and if coupled with the actions of others, our collective impact is that much greater. So please join me in congratulating Bank of Marin. And here is Tim Myers, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for Bank of Marin, to say a few words.
Hi, at Bank of Marin, commitment to community has been part of our DNA since the bank was founded 30 years ago. At Bank of Marin, we donate and volunteer because we can and should support the people and businesses who have supported us over the years. It has never been more important than right now to come together and support the small businesses and nonprofits in our communities. We recently participated in the PPP program, funding over 1,800 loans to businesses in our markets, over 178 of which were nonprofits that received $57 million. In response to COVID-19, we have turned most of our donations into grants so that those nonprofits can determine the best way to allocate those funds. We're also looking at ways to fund COVID-19 relief efforts in all of our markets. You can count on us to continue to invest in and support all of our communities as we navigate through this crisis together. Thank you.
Wow, thank you to Bank of Marin for all that you're doing. That's incredible, the number of nonprofits you've been able to help with the PPP program. So thank you, Tim. So our next award goes to another foundational company in the North Bay, and that is Ghilotti Construction Company. I just want to tell you a little bit about what they did for the North Bay Children's Bright Futures renovation project. Their building was a multi-year capital construction project to replace the North Bay Children's Center's main campus facility in Novato and allow NBCC to serve more families. This particular facility had a very aggressive construction timeline, and lots of circumstances came into play that it might interrupt the services to the children. So in 2018, they put into play a very aggressive construction timeline, and Ghilotti was able to help with responded to NBCC's call for help, preparing the land and providing in-kind work to remove debris, install utilities and other site work to receive 5 20 by 40 foot modular portable buildings. And North Bay Children's Center was able to relocate services to that temporary campus in June of 2019. and kept 98 children and their families in school and with the help that they need. Then the Miracle League in April 2019, Ghilotti took on the lead role to manage the construction and the build out of the Miracle League North Bay baseball field and playground located at Lucchese Park in Petaluma. And this is the Northern California's premier baseball field and playground that is designed specifically for children and adults with disabilities. It's an amazing facility. And then in the Kincaid fire, disaster support, Ghilotti provided facilities and space to house members of the National Guard who were brought in to fight the fire at their construction site. An airman from the California Conversion Ghilotti construction site and set up Camp Ghilotti that served as a home base for them. And helping is a way of life. If someone is in need, you help them. That's how Ghilotti operates. Congratulations to Ghilotti Construction Company again for receiving this award again this year. So it's now my pleasure to introduce Craig Bainbridge, who's the Senior Vice President of Project Innovation and Delivery Manager at Exchange Bank. So please welcome Craig.
Clover Sonoma. Born of founder Gene Benedetti's desire to build a company that truly reflected his personal ethos, Clover has always taken the long view, thinking well beyond next quarter or next year. They consistently rise to and surpass the standards of quality and sustainability in the dairy industry, challenging themselves to maintain their values. They source directly from regional family farms, fostering family farming and sharing quality and sustainability methods. They strive to support the community that supports us, wherever and however possible. As part of the Clover Cares Community Give Back, the company gives at least 5% of profits every year to charitable organizations that fit within its mission of elevating dairy, empowering future generations, and supporting the community. The Clover Cares team selects and reviews each donation to make sure that every dollar is being maximized for the greatest social impact. The give back in 2019 alone came to more than $800,000 in cash and product donations. The Clover Sonoma Power Hours grant program is designed to encourage and reward Clover employees for volunteering their time outside of work with qualified nonprofits and community-based organizations in our communities. For every 25 hours that an individual employee accumulates volunteering, Clover Sonoma will donate a $250 Power Hours grant to the organization of the employee's choice. Please join me in congratulating Clover Sonoma.
Hi, I'm Crystal Corson, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Clover Sonoma. Giving back has always been built into Clover's DNA. It started with our founding father, Gene Benedetti, and his belief that you should always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Today, that is brought to life through Clover Cares, our give back program that supports elevating dairy, empowering future generations, and giving back to the community. This year, during COVID-19, we needed to give back to our community. And we did that through giving back $100,000 to our local hospital. But we also took it one step further and we asked our community to join us. And I'm happy to report that we were able to raise another $100,000 to Petaluma Valley Hospital. In times like this, it's really important for the community to stand up together and give back where you can. Thank you.
North Bay Association of Realtors charity. Paying it forward changes the world. The North Bay Association of Realtors charity was established 4 years ago to meet the needs of the communities where the members work and live. The charity is an all-volunteer organization that through events and fundraisers raises money that is given back to local organizations in hope that it helps improve the lives of our neighbors. The mission of the organization is to improve housing and the well-being for those in need. For our youth, the charity gave back to the Boys and Girls Club, Social Advocates for Youth, CHOPS Teen Center, and many scholarships were granted to deserving graduates. This year, the charity supported families and seniors through the Table in Napa, the Redwood Empire Food Bank, Food for Thought, Meals and Wheels, and the Sebastopol and Petaluma Senior Centers. In all, the charity gave back over $164,000 for 2019 in monetary donations to local organizations. Additionally, their volunteers collected coats, food, and spent countless hours on behalf of the charity to improve the living situations of our neighbors. They want our neighbors to succeed and thrive. They believe that by contributing to the well-being of others, we are improving the communities in which we all live. Please join me in congratulating North Bay Association of Realtors Charity.
Thank you. I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of the North Bay Association of Realtor Charity. We were thrilled that we're able to raise over $163,000 last year for more than 50 charities in our communities. We were asked why we give and why it's so important. We give because we not only work in these communities, but we also live in these communities. So supporting our neighbors has always been a top priority for the Realtors. We bring our children with us to help so they can learn the value of helping and giving. And now more than ever, it is important for each and every one of us to step up and help. Hopefully we are back here again next year to celebrate that we were once again able to make an impact in helping our community and our neighbors. Thank you very much.
Petaluma Healthcare District, creating healthier and equitable communities together. The Petaluma Healthcare District is a public agency and California special district that serves the changing health and wellness needs of Southern Sonoma County. As a special district, it receives no tax revenue, nor does it engage in its own fundraising. Instead, it supports its community through funds acquired like that of a private business. PHCD continues to enhance its grant-giving program, vision for mind-body wellness, and infrastructure support to nonprofits and critical causes. In 2019, PHCD invested more than $350,000 in charitable funds, sponsorships, and in-kind and technical support to more than 35 nonprofit organizations, schools, civic organizations, and social service providers. A new endeavor has been the Petaluma Walking Day. For the first time in its history, Petaluma Walking Day was run entirely by the Petaluma Healthcare District, allowing sponsorship funding to be funneled directly back to the community's Heart Safe initiative. The Walking Day initiative aligns directly with the PHCD's mission to support heart health in the South County community. As a public agency and authority in community health, it annually recognizes and provides grant funding to organizations via its community health grants and awards program, and also serves to provide backbone and technical support to local collaborative initiatives to improve local health outcomes. Please join me in congratulating Petaluma Healthcare District.
The Petaluma Healthcare District is a public agency and California Special District. We serve the health and wellness needs of Southern Sonoma County residents. We are so honored to be a multi-year recipient of this award. Community giving is central to the Healthcare District's mission. We fund evidence-based programs, invest in local nonprofits that provide critical social services, and provide backbone support for projects that work to address the root causes of poor health. So why do we give and why is it so important now? We know there are wide gaps in our community in education, in housing, and access to food and affordable care. To help close these gaps, we promise to continue working within our community, enhance our grant program, and support our local nonprofit partners. We believe that a healthy, equitable community is a strong community. Thank you.
Firma Global Partners. Gratitude is why we give back. Firma Global Partners is a company built on relationships. Further, they believe there is no relationship more important than the relationship they have with the community. As a locally and independently owned company, they pride themselves on making significant contributions to the communities they serve. They only invite select professionals to join their company. And one of the top criteria they use is the level of commitment an individual demonstrates to their community through philanthropy and volunteerism. Each one of their associates also contributes a portion of their commission from each closed transaction to their TFGP Community Fund. The associates vote quarterly on which local nonprofit receives the funds. As a whole, the company donated more than $25,000 and volunteered over 4,000 hours in 2019. CEO and President Bill Fassandini says their spirit of helping others comes from a place of gratitude. He adds that there aren't that many opportunities for someone to wake up in the morning and have so much gratitude for the beauty that the North Bay offers. And he thinks that's why his employees are so intent on giving back as well. Please join me in congratulating Terra Firma Global Partners.
I give because it's the right thing to do. Without getting too philosophical about it, pretty much the message of every world religion is the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I believe in an inclusive and representative community, and I'm dedicated to working until there is true equity for all. After all, community is home.
At the end of the day, it's all about being part of our community. And community works best when each person pitches in to help keep things healthy and growing.
You want everyone to succeed, everyone to know about the resources available or have resources available or to support the programs that are here. So that's why I give, because I want to see this town thrive.
The Republic of Tea. We naturally care about the world. The Republic of Tea is mindful of how its actions impact the greater community and actively supports organizations like Homeward Bound of Marin. Their generous sponsorship helps cover monthly fundraising dinners costs. In addition, the Republic of Tea has contributed with regular volunteer commitments, connections to other community groups, and support for their social enterprises. Nationally, the Republic of Tea partners with the Whole Planet Foundation, which works to disperse microloans to emerging businesses in over 69 countries to help alleviate poverty. The Republic of Tea has international partnerships to be a force for positive change in the world as well. Founded in 2017, the Women of Tea Sri Lanka is an initiative by the Republic of Tea focused on improving nutrition, hygiene, and financial literacy for the women tea workers living in Sri Lanka. This program has impacted over 27,000 women and their families where tea is sourced. The Republic of Tea has been prioritizing philanthropic efforts since the company began in 1992. Because philanthropy is a core value of the Republic of Tea, the employees appreciate that and incorporate the value into their own lives. Their paid volunteer days are called Make a Difference Days. Often they plan Make a Difference Days together as a team building exercise. These special experiences create personal memories when doing good for others. Please join me in congratulating the Republic of Tea.
From all the ministers at the Republic of Tea, thank you to the North Bay Business Journal for the honor of receiving the Community Philanthropy Award. This recognition is humbling as the Republic of Tea believes that giving to others makes the world a better place. We practice the philosophy of Tashun, which means the great harmony. People naturally care and have a collective concern for each other, which results in the well-being of the whole. Giving back has always been a core value for the Republic of Tea since our founding 28 years ago. And it is important that we not only give back to our North Bay community, but also to our national and international communities as well. Thank you again for this honor, and sip by sip rather than gulp by gulp.
Well, congratulations to the Republic of Tea. Thank you so much, Craig, for presenting those awards. Congratulations again to Clover Sonoma, raising funds for a hospital in a critically needed period for all the personal protection equipment and everything else that they needed, their loss of revenue from elective surgeries early on. So thank you for that. And North Bay Association of Realtors Charity, thank you. Petaluma Healthcare District, thank you. And Terra Firma Global Partners, again, an example of what a relatively small firm can do in their community when they have such a great spirit. So thank you to all of you, and thank you to Craig. So it's my pleasure to present the final 4 awards. I was asked, is this presentation going to be posted to our website? Yes, it is. So you can look at it at your leisure. So it is now my pleasure to present the next award to really one of the great institutions in our community, Kaiser Permanente. Congratulations to them. Listen to this number. Since October 2017, Kaiser Permanente has provided more than $13 million for the fire recovery efforts. And remember, these profiles were collected back in March before the brunt of the pandemic hit, I think even before we were sheltering in place. You can find Kaiser Permanente physicians and staff throughout our communities at fundraising events and local clinics, at community gatherings, and on boards, committees, and commissions of hundreds of local nonprofit organizations, governmental agencies, and local schools. Their community benefit giving is enhanced by the individual generosity of more than 5,000 Marin-Sonoma employees. It is part of Kaiser Permanente's mission to improve the health of the communities they serve, and that is certainly the case. And we are encouraged to give our community financially through our KP Cares giving program, and personally through our gift of time and expertise to local nonprofit boards and commissions. Just imagine if you subtracted all of that from our community. Thank you for everything you do. So congratulations to Kaiser Permanente. And next you're going to hear from Elena Wall and Tarek Salawe from Kaiser.
Hello, I am Tarek Salawe. I'm the Senior Vice President and Area Manager for Kaiser Permanente Marin-Sonoma.
And I'm Elena Wall, the Community Health Manager for the Marin-Sonoma service area.
We first want to say how honored we are to be recognized by the North Bay Business Journal for their Philanthropy Awards this year. This is really special to us and very, very meaningful. For us at Kaiser Permanente and Marin-Sonoma, we take our responsibility as a community partner very core to who we are. It is absolutely our goal to be a true partner for health and wellness in our community. And what that means for us is making sure we impact and directly improve the lives of our community, especially the most vulnerable.
Community health is more important than ever to Kaiser Permanente. The needs of our community members have been exacerbated by the pandemic, and the most vulnerable are looking to the community-based organizations that Kaiser Permanente partners with as their key resource. We're very proud to have invested $3 million recently through local grant making and an additional $13.8 million in fire recovery.
We go through a pretty extensive strategic planning process specifically around community health and being able to impact and really play our role as community partners.
The pandemic has been most impacting our Latinx community. In Sonoma County, 70% of infections are in our Latinx population, and in Marin County, 80%. To Kaiser Permanente, that's unacceptable, and we're doubling down our commitment to support our most vulnerable populations through partnerships with community-based organizations and ensuring access for all healthcare.
We look forward to having all of you join us in this very important part of our mission, which is improving the health and well-being of our community, especially the most vulnerable. Thank you, North Bay Business Journal, for creating this wonderful program, and importantly also for networking really the partnership across our community and all our entities to help improve the health and well-being of our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tarek and Elena, for all that you do and that you're continuing to do. And again, you're on the front lines of fighting this pandemic, and we appreciate what you and all of the Kaiser workers are doing to keep us safe. So the next award goes to Redwood Credit Union. Widely known as such a giving organization in our community, just going back to the fires, remember those? They partnered with the Redwood Empire Food Bank. This would have been the Kincaid Fire, the San Francisco Marin Food Bank, Community Action Napa Valley, Hands Across the Valley, Food for Thought, Extra Food in Marin, and Project Open Hand Food Pantry in San Francisco, Plowshares in Mendocino County, Corazon in Healdsburg, TLC Child and Family Services, a Good Farm Fund, Ukiah Natural Foods Co-op, Habitat for Humanity, Giving Marin and Ceres Community Project. In 2019, more than 3,650 people in Sonoma, Marin, and Mendocino counties attended their shred events, safely disposing of 150,000 pounds of sensitive documents and securely recycling nearly 19,000 pounds of e-waste. Our visitors also kindly donated 350 pounds of food and more than 10,000 for local nonprofits. While other financial, typically financial institutions close on Columbus Day, on October 14, 2019, RCU's entire workforce was deployed to 15 schools in 3 counties for one large day of impact on this first ever event of its kind in California, helping to educate approximately 3,100 teens on financial literacy in a single morning. In 2019, RCU employees raised $52,000 to support 24 nonprofits and had 117 of race participants in the human race. We all know such a great event. The human race and our United Way employee giving campaigns had a chance to things that are personally dear to them. In 2019, the United Way giving campaign set company records for dollars raised exceeding the $110,000 and hit $123,000 instead, and they had 85% employee participation. Again, giving is baked in to their company, and each year RCU offers a chance for employees to perform a random act of kindness in the community, where each is given a sum of money in a couple of weeks to pay it forward. Helping people is their passion. Please join me in congratulating Redwood Credit Union, and you're going to hear from Matt Morton, Senior Vice President, Community Government and Relations for Redwood Credit Union.
Hey there, North Bay. Thank you. Redwood Credit Union is extremely honored to accept this recognition from the North Bay Business Journal for a 2020 Corporate Philanthropy Award. As a credit union, we have a philosophy, and that is people helping people. And this is what fulfills us. It drives our passion as more than 700 employees in serving you, our members, and one another. Whether through natural disasters, power shutoffs, government shutdowns, or in times like these, being here for one another in our nonprofit community is exceptionally important, which is why at the outset of the pandemic, we provided more than $800,000 of grants to more than 45 nonprofits across our North Bay field of membership. So with that, we're in this together. Keep hanging in there, North Bay. We're a resilient set of communities, and we can do this. We've gone through other things before, and we're gonna get through this too, again, together. Stay safe and be well, and thank you to the North Bay Business Journal.
Well, congratulations again to Redwood Credit Union. Our next to the last award goes to Touro University, California. Touro partnered with Drug Safe Solano to serve on the front lines of the opioid epidemic by training providers to deliver medication, and also assisted therapy and training in the community to deliver life-saving drugs. Touro University provides training of CDC National Diabetes Prevention, and in 2019, just under 2,500 throughout Solano County visited the Mobile Diabetes Education Center for free information or a health screening. And believe me, diabetes and other chronic treatments are being kind of set to the side right now because of the pandemic, and we really need to make sure people are getting taken care of, as Touro is doing. A U.S. prep grant is helping graduate school education to bring teacher preparation on-site in the Vallejo City Unified School District, giving boots on the ground to meet teacher needs directly with culturally responsible learning strategies for young students. Their motto is to serve, to lead, and to teach, and they are teaching the next generation of physicians. And please join me in congratulating Touro University, and Dr. Sarah Schweitzer, Provost, has a little something to say.
At Touro University, California, serving the community is at the heart of training the next generation of healthcare, public health, and education leaders. Our students and faculty are out serving our communities through our Mobile Diabetes Education Center, Project Room Key, our student-run free clinic, Farm to Home, Drug Safe Solano, and many other initiatives. We don't do this work alone. We partner with Sutter Health, Kaiser Permanente, North Bay Healthcare, the county clinics, and many other community partners. Together, we're making a difference in the communities where we live.
Well, congratulations to Touro University. Happy to have you among our recipients this year. It's now my pleasure to present the final award, and this, of course, goes to our friends at Exchange Bank. In 2019, Exchange Bank donated a total of $900,000 to the local community. Just an incredible number, and that's in so many corners of our community. And Exchange Bank employees raised an additional $139,000 through a variety of fundraising sources. For over 25 years, the Volunteer Center of Sonoma County has named Exchange Bank the corporate fundraising champion for the human race. And I remember when the human race was getting started, what an incredible asset it is to the community, and what a great thing to be involved in. Exchange Bank provides employees paid time off to participate in a long list of community and nonprofit events: Human Race, Teen City, Rebuilding Together, United Way, Day of Caring, that's a big one, the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life, and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Societies like the Night Walk. Employees are also given time to serve on local nonprofits and share leadership talents to benefit the community. Everywhere I go in the community, I always see people from Exchange Bank, so thank you. How is helping others or working to solve community issues incorporated into your personal life or in the company culture? Giving back to the community is part of our legacy. It is our mission and part of our culture. And that's Gary Hartwick, as president and CEO. Our employees demonstrate their commitment to the community through thousands of hours each year. And their motto is investing in community, building the future. I get to say a few words about Exchange Bank, which I hope is okay. You know, every quarter when the bank announces its earnings, 50+%, this is, you know, unprecedented in corporate, in business, goes to the Doyle Scholarship Fund at Santa Rosa Junior College. No one else can claim that, and it's an incredible legacy. We don't know what education is going to look like. It's Santa Rosa Junior College, but I can tell you, you get in a room of 500 people and ask, do you know someone, or have you had a son or daughter go to Santa Rosa Junior College, and just about every hand goes up. So from someone assisted through a program that you support, I want you to hear from, that Exchange Bank supported, hear from David Goodman at the Redwood Empire Food Bank. What an incredible organization. He said, quote, Exchange Bank has a long history of serving the community. Through their generous philanthropy, it's clear that they care about the well-being of the people who call Sonoma County home. As a result of their generosity and that of their customers, many lives are improved every day. We are fortunate and grateful to have Exchange Bank with us in this most important work. Again, that's David Goodman, and CEO of the Redwood Empire Food Bank. So that concludes our awards, but I just maybe say something about where we go from here. We don't know where this pandemic is going to lead us. Hopefully, you know, this time next year, we're back to normal, but we all need to be here to support our communities as we go through this. I think if you look at the job loss numbers, they are very highly concentrated in industries such as hospitality, and we really need to support those people who are most impacted in our community. We also have to deal with the many inequities that this pandemic brought to us and made us aware of in a way that is very clear that we need to work on. So I want to thank again Exchange Bank for you know, taking this journey on a virtual event with us as our underwriter, and to our award sponsors, Ghilotti Construction, Redwood Credit Union, and our winner sponsors, CannaCraft, Friedman's Home Improvement, Terra, Firma, Global Partners, Kaiser, Permanente, Nelson. Thank you so much. And again, to Exchange Bank for being our underwriter here, and for our attendees for being with us. Again, this will be on our website. You can revisit it at any time. Okay, thank you so much for being with us.